Hi, this is Adam from MakerState, and I'm back with another Scratch Skills video. In this video, we're going to talk about simple movement and just how to use some of these basic motion blocks to get our sprites moving. Okay, so I'm going to focus on the move 10 steps, the turn right 15 degrees, and the turn left 15 degrees blocks for this video. And, these blocks, you might already have an idea of how these blocks are going to work, but let's talk about how to connect them to some other blocks and actually just write some scripts that are useful using these blocks. So move 10 steps points or moves a sprite, I should say, 10 steps or 10 pixels in whichever direction it's facing. So if I just double click this, we can see it working by itself to move my octopus across the screen. Now, double clicking, your individual blocks to run these scripts is not so useful. So let's connect it to a when space key pressed block. Okay. So now using my space key, I can move my sprite 10 steps. Now, I by no means have to stick with 10 steps. I can make this a larger number, like, 50. And now we'll see my sprite moving in bigger, chunks across the stage, like so. Or even if I put this up to 200, then we can see it going, almost all the way across the stage in just one or two clicks. Okay. We can also make this a negative number. If I make this negative 30, then my sprite will go backwards. Okay. So move 10 steps moves a sprite 10 pixels in whichever direction it's facing. Okay. As opposed to these change X and change Y blocks that we'll discuss later. And those blocks move a sprite in a specific direction, regardless of which way the sprite is facing. So how do we change which way a sprite is facing? Well, one of the easiest ways is utilizing these turn blocks, turn 15 degrees right and turn 15 degrees left. And let's just add some more when space key pressed blocks for the sake of demonstrating these. And I'm going to make these right arrow for the turn right 15 degrees and left arrow for the turn left 15 degrees. So now by pressing the right arrow, I can rotate my octopus to the right, or pressing the left arrow, I'll rotate my octopus to the left. And it's worth noting that, Scratch didn't even really have to give us this turn left 15 degrees block, because I could, instead, if I just duplicate this one block here, I could also say turn negative 15 degrees to the right, and this block will have the same impact. So it's obviously a little bit easier to read if we just use this turn 15 degrees to the left block. But either way, just know that we can edit all these numbers and put in whatever numbers we want. Okay. And that includes putting in something from operators. If I wanted to say, move, 2 times 30, for whatever reason, then I could move that much, right? So we don't have to literally code the number in here. We can actually put an expression or some other piece of code in there, okay? And so now how these operate, if we set this back to 20 steps, let's say, and set this back to 15, now I can move my sprite forward with the space bar and then change what direction forward is for my sprite by using these arrow keys to turn my sprite. So here's a really, simple movement script with, 3 little scripts, each starting with a when space key pressed, and then one of these top 3 motion blocks. And just like that, I have my sprite kind of moving all around the screen. So here's a really simple way to get some movement going. Try this out, and feel free to experiment with some of the other motion blocks, but we're going to leave it there for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you check out the next Scratch Skills video. Okay, bye.